هذه دمشق، هذه دمشق، وهذه الكأس والراح. إني أحب وبعض الحب ذباح.
Welcome to Translating American, the blog, where cultures and languages converge in the American tapestry. Meet Ibrahim Alkhaldi, a native of Damascus, Syria. Ibrahim left his beloved country to start a new life in the US. Here, Ibrahim translates the American culture as a certified English-Arabic translator and medical interpreter, language skills that he combines with his impressive global background in communications and event management.
Interview. I'm really honored to be your guest in this vlog or vlog. I don't know how they pronounce it, but
the honor is mine. I'm so excited. It's just an honor. Go ahead. Yes.
Well, I'm, from the beginning of human life on this planet, people were moving, and immigration is as old as mankind itself, I guess. I was reading about it. So, yeah, people do move for different reasons. Nobody chooses his country of birth. Nobody chooses his eye color or his skin color. Nobody chooses his family or parents, the upbringing in the childhood. So all these are what they call it choicelessness things in our life. When we are adults, some people have the luxury sometimes to decide to move. They have the means and the time and the opportunities to move, to travel if they like it, for a better future, for opportunities, for whatever. And other people, they are forced. I mean, it's forced move, let's say forced move, forced immigration, forced travel. And this comes, of course, as a result of persecution, war zones, conflicts, and this never stopped in the mankind history, and I don't think it's going to stop. It's a pity. We hope it will stop one day. But so I'm kind of both, being Syrian, and of course, Syria is my beloved country, and I belong there. It's a wonderful country. You can't. I don't want to talk too much, but you are talking about a country that it's right on the crossroads of the three continents of the old world. So you can imagine what culture you can.
It's amazing,
find.
Yeah.
And I'm from a city called Damascus. It's been it's proved that it's the world oldest ever inhabited capital.
Yes.
And one of the oldest cities at all in history. We talk about 7,000 years of history, so it's no joke, huh?
No joke, especially when we are like 300 years here in the United States, 500 something years in the Dominican Republic, where I'm from. 7,000 years is a lot of history.
I'm not really bragging or boasting, but Damascus is the city of history, the city of civilization, and it was once, of course, the capital of the Islamic world, the capital of the whole world back in the days. So I belong to this culture, and we belong to the diversity actually. Syria is a diverse country, and we have really a great history in living together and accepting each other. Don't look at the present. The present is exception. It's gonna go away soon, I hope. So I was, of course, I also proud to be in this great country, which is, I do believe that it's the greatest country in the world because
productive country.
Because it is the greatest country in the world because it has all these people. It's the nation of the nations, and if you read the quotes about, I don't really recall the name, but one of the American intellects said the one day that he was trying to write something about the history of immigrants, and he found out that there's only the history of immigrants in this country.
Yeah, so it is. We are all immigrants in this country. Yeah, we are.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So the values of freedom, the values of diversity, the values of everybody is welcome here.
Acceptance and tolerance, right?
Acceptance and
Yes.
tolerance. These are pure American values. And, when the old world was fighting, America was prospering, and because everybody accepted each other. You can't be a human being if you only belong to one culture or you believe in one culture. That's
also, I agree with you on that, especially like I said, because I can experience that in my family, So yes, and with our profession, we all come from different backgrounds, different places, speak different languages, but English brings us together, right?
Yes,
so this
yes.
country, not only this country, but also the language that we choose to speak. So what would you consider to be the main cultural differences, and how have you been able to acculturate? So that's what I want to know. What do you think are the major cultural differences that you have to maybe faced, and what specific resources and skills, tools you have used to overcome them, especially from somebody that is gonna be watching this interview and is planning on coming here from any Arab countries right now?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really talk in general because, if you want to have general information about this, you have to go to general
Yes.
sources. But as a professional,
Yes.
I mean, for our profession, for my own experience, for my personal experience, I can say things that also will contribute to many of them, because also it's in a way or another, it's general. Being a translator, linguist originally, I shouldn't have any problem with language, which is usually the major challenge for any immigrant. I didn't have really a big issue with language, the official language, the formal language.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I had a big issue with informal language, the slang American or the colloquial American, because also you have the American culture over these centuries. You have an American culture who have been clearly distinguishing itself from all other cultures, and you have to dig deep to know about the colloquial and slang American, because the English we know in books, in the media, is not the English we have in the street and the community. It's completely different. The idioms, the vocabulary, everything.
Jargon, yes.
The jargon, everything is different. And I did a lot to overcome this challenge. I did immerse myself.
You have to immerse yourself. It is a challenge. So I identify with you because that was one of mine. Now, culturally, so you feel like culturally there was not like a culture shock for you. So go ahead, tell me more about that. Anything that was shocking for you from this culture?
Before I come to the States, I've been on the go for many, many countries, including the United States itself, because I came here visiting as a visitor before.
Yes.
So, I mean, I really lived in different countries, and I traveled in business or trips, and even in tourism, to more than, I think, 38 or 40 countries. And that helped me already, that, to go out of who you are, I mean, from your local thinking. Because also I knew, and my experience with people whom I met in the all corners of the world, that those who stays in their own countries are completely different from those who travels too much. Those people who travel too much, they are more exposed to the idea that the world is different, that there are different cultures around us. And they also, the more you travel, the more you practice how to deal with these cultures. You see, so I can tell you, still there are some challenges. I don't say that there are no challenges at all. There is a challenges. Let's say, for example, still they ask me about my height. I stammer. I know my height in centimeters. I don't know my height
in meters. In inches. That's right.
You see, so this is one of the things. It's the only country in the world who use the imperial
or kilograms versus pounds.
Exactly.
Like, how much do you weigh? Or miles and kilometers.
Kilometers. The Fahrenheit and centigrade.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so this was difficulties, but it's not major difficulties in life because you need to use for it. Now, for me also, if you tell me about other things, challenges, culturally, it's the culture of the business itself. This is where I really can relate more. Because, as I told you, I came here from, of course, I'm translator and interpreter from the beginning, but also I was in the meeting industry. The meeting industry, when I came here, which is trade shows, conferences, whatever, it's completely different industry here. I mean, when I moved in here, I didn't really find this is one thing, in back there in the old world, including Europe, including the UK, where the English was first, once upon a time, invented. They say exhibition industry. Okay. Here, if you say exhibition, it's not a good word.
It's not a good word. It sounds like a sketchy. What kind of exhibition?
So yes. I have to redo my resume without the word exhibition clearly highlighted.
You put trade,
trade shows.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
And also the industry itself. I didn't find the same. It doesn't work and function the same way it works in Europe or the Middle East or in Asia. It's different stakeholders, different market, different channels of distribution,
and different approach to the audience, right? How you reach the audience that you are, or the customers that you are reaching out, right? It's different. Yeah.
Probably the marketing is the most common thing.
Okay.
But the difference is the operation, how the industry is operated. It's completely different approach for me. So this is one of the reasons also I had to rethink about the whole career.
Exactly. Well, we're going to go into that right now.
Yeah.
So many careers and professions, and obviously because of your background in events and global marketing, because you have global communications and marketing, that's what I see, right? And why did you choose translation and interpretation for the United States? What was the deal breaker for you, in terms of being a viable profession that you could use for sustaining yourself, here in the United States financially?
So it's both. It's both, as I was explaining to you previously. It's of course better financially for me, and it's also it comes in line with who am I. Originally, from the beginning, I was a translator. I studied arts, English literature, in the college, and I've always been since childhood. I was what they call a letter person. I'm not a number person. I'm a language person. Yeah,
that's why we're here.
Yeah,
it's not that I like numbers. I like them. It's just that we are not very close friends.
Exactly, and that's how I worked with in the communication and the meeting industry for like more than 20 years. I was working with the creative side of trade shows. I'm not going to say exhibition again anymore.
Yeah, no, let's not say that one.
So I was working with the creative side, with the social side, because I'm a very social person. And I found the great thing in the meeting industry that you are always in the middle of communities. You are dealing with people. That's why for me, for example, the lockdown was the worst thing happened ever in history.
Yes.
So I'm a very social. Now, when I came to America, and I had the choice between go on working because also let me tell you, even when I was working in the meeting industry, I was translating and interpreting.
That's a given. If you're bilingual, trilingual, or polyglot, they're gonna use the skills. You got to use the skills. Yes.
It's not only this, because I was regional manager for the Arabic area.
Oh,
wow. So I had to translate. It's part of my work was translating the materials sometimes.
That's amazing.
Or the meeting minutes sometimes.
So you already had experience. You already have the work experience. Yeah.
And interpreting in events themselves. You have to interpret between people and VIPs and those guys. The big guys, the red tape guys.
So you just did it as part of your functions or your duties, but it was unofficially. But now you are officially, putting the label.
Yeah, but I started accepted as a translator in the trade shows.
That's
And
amazing.
I did the trade shows catalogs, the trade shows marketing. I was translating between Arabic and English for all the collaterals and the materials of the
That's
trade
amazing.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here in America, I preferred to go back to my roots, that being only a translator and interpreter. I don't want to work in marketing or meeting anymore. Because I didn't really, I didn't want to change the whole approach of my life of how doing things. Because here in America, you have to go through different. But in language, in translating, it's a matter of certification. It's a matter of some training, and you are on track.
So I'm so thankful for you that you found when you came here that niche, because not everybody has that. Recognizes that they have, even though if you're bilingual, trilingual, or you speak many languages, they don't have the ability to be professional translators. Remember, because you have obviously that innate ability because you had a passion since you were younger, like you said. So now let's talk about something very, very remarkable to me. You were the 2021 ATA Mentor Awards recipient. And yes, even before you were given the award that day during that conference, I can tell that you were already a mentor, because when we met, but first of all, I know you're very social, and I'm very social because that's exactly how we met. And you just approached me and Daniela, and I think Mila was with us, our colleagues, and you sat with us. And I know how you immediately were giving your sharing your experience about when you took the ATA certification exam, and you were giving. So immediately that desire to help your colleagues came out. So what does mentoring mean to you?
Let me start from the occasion itself, and
Okay.
I will then talk about mentoring. It was really for me one of the most prominent moments in my life. I was awarded and I was rewarded way faster than I could imagine.
Okay.
And that's show me how the ATA community are really great people. They can sense, they can really feel the people when they are trying to do something, and they take their hands and throw them directly in the work. And that's what happened with me in ATA. I was really helping. Yeah, I say that I was helping my colleagues measure or on the measure side. It was in the Arabic division. Most of my help went to the Arabic division because I was new also in ATA, and I was trying to make my relations. So I was with the Arabic guys and girls. They ask question, I answer. That's what all I did. Sometimes I give more effort and talk to somebody to explain to him something. And I found myself rewarded by this great
That's
award.
beautiful. Yeah.
And yeah, it was for me a great let's say motive to go on, or incentive. But yeah, I mean, mentoring by nature, I am giving. To be a mentor, you need to be giving by nature. And I guess mentoring is one aspect or one types of giving, and giving is one type of what we call the absolute or the good in a human being. For me, mentoring is a need. We need to ask others, and we need to answer others. We need to ask for help, and we need to help others. And on both sides, we are winners. That's how, think of your kids. If you are not mentoring your kids, how they grow up? There's no way for them to grow up. You have to mentor them one-on-one to explain to them things. And the same happens with your colleagues. They can find 1 million resources on the internet, but there is something crucial they cannot understand until a mentor or tutor will tell them.
Right.
And that's where we come. And also, mentoring for me is like blood giving. It's like blood donation. I donate blood. I'm a donor, and I do believe in this because when it's the same, I remember when I was, the American Red Cross sent me a message in my birthday telling me that thank you for your blood donation because somebody else is celebrating his birthday because you donated blood. I mean, that's for me was the happiness.
So mentoring is like that to you, right?
Mentoring is the same, but on different level. It's
Of
not the
course.
body, it's not physical, it's not material. It is the professional thing that you help other to open the life in front of their, to help them in their career path. And this is very crucial. You open the dreams, you give them dreams, you
And
give
hope.
them hope, you give
And
them
encouragement.
wings to
Yes.
fly.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, because people, they want to do everything.
Yeah.
Everybody want to achieve. Everybody
Everyone
want
to be successful. Yeah.
to
And you have to help
succeed, to accomplish. Sometimes he need this boost, this a little push behind him. Somebody give him this hand, and that's where it is. And I feel it. I felt it many times with many of my mentees, whether official or not. And then, of course, thanks to you personally.
No.
Yeah,
Thanks to you that say yes.
No, thank you personally, because you were the person who really asked me to join the mentoring program in ATA and then the mentoring committee. And I
Contacted
owe
you.
you a
Yeah.
lot, because now I have this mentoring thing, like say, more structured, more
Structure, of course.
organized. It's not like only spontaneous.
Well, you're so needed. And I wanted to say something to what you said, because you said so many beautiful things. And I feel, and I think the same way, that to me, mentoring is being very selfless, because when you mentor somebody, you're basically saying, I don't have to keep for myself what I have learned and be selfish, and you're basically saying, what I have is for me to give. And when I give, I receive more. And I have a saying that is in Spanish, we'll say that's my own, like a theme, or like I guess my theme that says, I must in that. And it means like there's more in giving. So when you give, you really receive more. It's not that you're getting empty, it's just that you will eventually, or not, you receive. But also, if you are, like you said, you get nourished and you thrive on helping others, then the giving is on you, because some people are more giving than others or less giving than others.
This is the rest of the metaphor. And this is the rest of the metaphor, because when you mentor somebody, you are not only helping him, you are helping yourself to refresh your information and get new blood inside your brain. I mean, your ideas. So I do believe in this.
It's
but
beautiful.
Also let's agree that mentoring is not for everybody.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You need to have the nature of being giving, altruist. You need to be altruist. You need to sometimes feel and be okay that others will succeed while you miss.
You have to be selfless. Yeah.
Selfless. While you will miss an opportunity, you are pushing somebody else to succeed. And if you don't have this feeling, you can do it. Second, you need also to have the style. You need to have the way of giving this information. It's not only that you want to help, it's also how to help is very crucial. If you cannot convey this information in the right way, then you are confusing others and probably you are giving something wrong. Because I do believe that style is as important as the idea itself.
Yeah, I agree with you. Again, everybody has their gifts and what they're good at it and good at, and they're not good. And you have to recognize that. So if you have to recognize if mentoring is for you or not, because mentoring, again, is I think, very a natural. Like you said, you can mentor unofficially or officially, but you always mentoring. You mentor everybody and you want to help. That's just part of who you are. And not everybody is like that naturally. So now we're going to wrap up at the end. And this has been so enlightening, Ibrahim. We need like an hour with you to get to talk more. It's fabulous. So now, what would you advise anyone who is thinking of starting a life in the US? And we already discussed this, but something concrete. And perhaps start a career in language. In other words, if you had the chance to change something or to improve something to make the transition better, what would that be? So what would you think it would have been?
Well, this is not one question. This is a lot
of
many. Okay. So let me take them one by one. If I forget, please remind me.
I'll remind you.
First of all, let me give my advice from my own personal experience to others. For linguists, if you want to be a successful translator or interpreter or linguist in the United States, two important things. If you are coming from abroad, you are new to the country, go for two things. The first, immerse yourself in the slang language, in the colloquial language. I drove Uber, I drove rideshare. Of course, it's a survivor job, but most importantly, it was the chance for me to come in touch with the people in the street, to listen the language that I don't listen in the news or in the newspaper or in the books, how to deal with people. Immerse yourself in local communities, in the school people, the city hall, whatever, everything local around you with the real people. This is where you get the language from. Work like survivor jobs are very important for the language. Whatever you can work, regardless of your qualification. In the beginning, of course. Then the second thing, go and hang out with professional people. Be with the association, the professional association, the professional meetings. Hang out with professional linguists, those who can give you the way or can redirect your path to the right way, and there where you can find your way to certification and training and these things, because with training only you will understand how things goes on in this industry here. Every country has its own culture for the same industry. Translation is not the same in all countries. Interpreting is not the same in all countries. There is something local, you have to know about it, and you only know about it when you belong to professional associations like ATA and you hang out with professional people like Charo.
Or like Ibrahim. So then the second question was, if you were to change anything to improve something, what would that be? If you had to change anything or do something different?
Well, I don't know. It's better I bite my tongue, right?
Yeah, I think you started doing the right thing. So I'm gonna change that question. I'm gonna ask you to, before we finish, because this is our last few seconds of the interview, I asked you at the beginning, informally, what was your favorite color? And you told me, but I want you to say that favorite color first in Arabic and then say it in English so we know what it is. Can you say that color in Arabic?
Asfar.
Oh.
Yellow.
Asfar.
Yeah, asfar.
Asfar. Well, wow, that's a beautiful, it could be even a name. Okay.
Amarillo.
Amarillo. Bravo, Ibrahim. It has been so lovely to hear about, this is scripted, but it's really from my heart, your amazing and remarkable life and your experiences. And I know that we probably needed another 30 more minutes or another hour. So I'm looking forward to continuing this conversation as we get to collaborate more. Thank you. I'm gonna now end our recording.